This is going to be the review video for the Sony DSX-S310BTX head unit. It features Bluetooth, as well as being able to plug in USB devices inside and outside, such as your iPod and things like memory sticks and even small external storage drives. It also supports satellite radio, so if you have the optional equipment, you can plug in the satellite radio and have everything integrated into the head unit. It has a wide selection of Bluetooth profiles that can be used. It has the A2DP Advanced Audio Distribution profile. It has the HVRCP Audio Video Remote Control profile, the hands-free profile, and the phone book access profile, as well as the object push profile. So you are able to pair this up with your Bluetooth device, such as an iPhone or an Android phone, and be able to make and receive calls through the stereo unit, as well as wirelessly stream your music stereo. As long as your wireless device handles A2DP, then you can do that. And it is pretty awesome. So this is what the look of it is. And I'm going to go over some of the features and stuff. First of all, before I turn it on, you will notice here, as I said, you're able to plug in USB devices here. You just slide that back. You plug in your iPod, any device you want, and it will even charge it while it plays. You have the option to get between red and blue looks. I have it set on red here right now for the illumination. Blue is a little bit too bright, but the red is nice. And, well, we'll get to the features on how you can change that and things like that in a minute. This features an OLED display, so it's very good to read. It's bright, even in the bright daytime, and at night it's really good to read. Like, there's no problem with it. I like it. It's not like overly too bright. I like the display. Okay, it's awesome. That's one of the best parts of it. It looks great, and it's very responsive as well. Okay, so this has an integrated tune tray. I'm going to show you here. And what you would do is you would slip your iPod into here. That's how it works. Now, if you happen to have a case for your iPod or iPhone, it may not fit. I know mine won't with the OtterBox. It's just too big for it. But right here, actually I have a USB device right here. I have some music on this. It does come with the connector here for your iPod, and you just connect it into here. You plug in your iPod, slip it in a tray, and put it away. But mine won't fit in the case. So you just put your devices here, and you close the tune tray, and there you go. So no, this does not have a CD player, but it has a tunes tray that you can plug in. So if you carry a bunch of memory sticks around, you can have it filled with music. Just plug it in, close it up, out of sight, out of mind, and you have the optional plug right here, of course, for external USB devices. So you have internal and external. Only one at a time is able to be used, but it's great. Okay, I'm going to flip it on here. Now, this is the tuner, and the tuner does have RDS, which stands for Radio Data Service, and basically it will show the station that's playing, and if equipped, whatever the station is playing. It depends on what they have at their end. It will also sync your clock, which is pretty cool. You can have it program your stations, and then you can go through the list of stations by pressing the find key, and here are the available stations. Alright, here's USB external, USB internal. It allows you to check between the external, and you also have the options to go into the internal USB. Now, let's say you have an internal USB stick, memory stick, inside the tune tray. You can listen to music and stuff. And you might want to charge your iPhone or iPod or things like that in external. You can do that, but you won't be able to function any of your iPods or anything with it in the internal mode. But it will still charge your devices with the external USB port. So that's pretty handy. You have the option to use Pandora if it's available in your country. With the iPhone, what you'd have to do is you'd plug it into the USB port, either inside or outside. With Blackberries and Android phones, it will actually use the Bluetooth. And what you can do is you can see the songs you're playing. You can vote on your songs, like thumbs up, thumbs down. You can see here. But it has to be available in your country. But it's complete integration, which is really awesome. Bluetooth audio, again, if you have it paired up with an A2DP capable wireless device, you're able to stream stereo quality, high quality music, which it really comes in handy. So if you have your buddies or whatever with you and they're in the back and they pair up their Bluetooth phone with your stereo, and then you don't have to have like all these wires laying around and things like that, and it was stream wireless. And if you have a capable device, it will actually tell you what's playing depending on the wireless device. So if you're playing a song, it will stream it wirelessly and give you all the data information, metadata and things like that. This here is for the Bluetooth Pandora. I wish it was available in Canada, at least not in this time. Here is the Bluetooth phone. Now, I should have showed this earlier, but I'll show you now. Throughout the time, you have the option in tuner mode and stuff to show or hide this. What this is down here is it will tell you the battery of your phone, which mine's the iPhone 4, and it will tell you the signal of your phone, which is pretty cool. Because if you happen to be like me, you get in your car and then you end up leaving your phone in your pocket and somebody calls, or you might want to know what's going on, you can look here. Now, if somebody calls, the name and the number will show up on this screen. So you can be listening to music, you can be listening to radio, anything, and if a call comes in, it fades out, and there's a little ringtone, or you can set it to your phone's ringtone, and then it will tell you who's calling. So you don't even really need to pull out your phone and risk having an accident or anything like that. And with the external mic, which I have mounted over my visor here, you got pretty good quality. And the sound from the caller comes out of your front speakers. And it's pretty good quality. Here you can see it tells me what phone is paired with this unit, which is my phone, and the carrier I have, which is Rogers. Now, pairing your phone is really, really simple. And actually, this right here is a Bluetooth button. Simple. Bluetooth off, and then Bluetooth on. You hit it on, and then you'll see when you start your car, it usually pairs. There it is. It's very quick for pairing with the iPhone, that's for sure. And then you'll see the other profile. There's two profiles. There's the hands-free for calls, and then there's a A2GP profile for when you want to stream music, and it pairs really quickly. Now, when you want to pair it with another device, now there is a downfall here. It only remembers one device at a time. And if you want somebody else's device to be paired, what you do is you press and hold the Bluetooth button. And you will see this, the little Bluetooth icon flash. And it's in pairing mode. And all I have to do is go into their Bluetooth settings, which I will do here. And it will show up as Sony Automotive. And then you just hit connect. There's no passcodes or anything that I've seen that have come up, and that's how simple it is to pair. So there's no device menus, anything like that. In phone mode, you do have the option. You can download your phone book, the contacts on your phone, into the device, and it will remember it. Or you even have the option to browse it if your device is allowing it. You press the search button, and what will happen is it will actually connect wirelessly to your phone's contacts. So it will show you contacts through your phone. So it does wirelessly. As long as your phone's there and paired with authorized to view your contacts. If you do that, it will just take like maybe 1 second, and it will show all your contacts in your phone. So you don't have to actually download them into the head unit. You also have the ability, if you press and hold the search key, it will actually come up on the iPhone 4. I've seen this done. Haven't tested any other phones. But it will actually show you your recent calls. What calls you've made out and what calls have come in wirelessly through your phone. And then you also have the option to dial out and things like that using the remote control. And yeah. I really like it. You have voice dialing by, whoop, I'm gonna turn it off. By pressing this knob here, the enter, it comes up with the voice prompt. And pressing and holding it will connect it to your most recent call. So if you have the iPhone or some other devices that supports voice dialing, you go into phone mode, you press the enter button, and then you say what you'd like to say. Whoop. That's how that works. Alright, I want to go through some of the settings and options. It's pretty straightforward with the Bluetooth. You just press and hold the Bluetooth button and then you can pair. And that's simple. One touch, turn it off. One touch, turn it on. Whenever you turn on a device, it will pair with the previous phone that was paired with it. If you were to walk away and it loses connection, you have to manually reconnect it. So you get in your car and you'll see the icon is dimmed, and so the bottom things here, they're dimmed. You just press it once to turn it off, and then press it once again to turn it on. So it won't automatically reconnect if you walk away with your phone and it loses its pairing. Alright, I want to get into some of the settings here. I'm going to press and hold for system settings. You have the optional demo. You have an image. I'll go through the images of the backgrounds you can have while the device is going. Your movie. The SA1, I like this. This looks pretty cool. You have that. This shows the lows and highs. It can rotate between all three of them. Basically, they're audio level meters, if they're not too distracting. If you don't like it, you can turn them off. You can have static wall pictures, so they're not as distracting. And you can have it go through everything. Go through all the static images and all of the level images and the animations. Or you have the complete option to completely turn it off. So whatever suits your need. The display looks very good, especially at night, as I said. It's very easy to read. No problems. The information is what's displayed from your phone. You have the option to dim the display, and if you have the optional cable connected to your parking lights, dash lights, it will automatically dim it if you want it to. I always leave it on. It'd be cool if you could dim this, the actual illumination where the red is, but you can't. Now, this is the illumination. You've got two selectors. You've got blue and red. The blue is kind of cool, and a lot of the older Explode units and things like that were all blue, but at night I found that it was pretty bright. I did get used to it. When I got this and compared it between blue and red, the blue it gave this a different look, and it's also not as bright, and especially at night, because at night it would actually, like, you know, your people in the front of the car, you could see them. Actually, you could see people in the back of the car if it was pitch black, pretty much, because of how bright the blue was. But I leave it on red. Red is cool. It's not as bright. It gives you a very mellow look at night. How do I describe that? Mellow? It's not as bright, so it's not as intimidating and stuff. With the actual level meters, with the animations, you actually notice that more than you would the red. With the blue, on the older units, it would just kind of cancel out whatever animation was on the screen. But the red looks nice, so you have that option. Blue and red. Tune in to local stations only. Mono, this is for the tuner. BTM, to allow you to program. It would go through the stations that have the best signal and program it. Phone book select, whether you want it to use your cellular's phone book or the head unit. That would require downloading the contacts. I just leave it on cellular. Ringtone, the default ringtone, which is built into the head unit, which is just this ring. And then you have the option to use your cellular device's ringtone, if you have that set to it. I like the ringtone that's built in the unit, so it's good. Auto answer. You have a bunch of choices here. You got off, short, and long. Off is just basically a call comes in, and then what happens is you either answer it or you don't. Or if you want to ignore it, you just press the source off button and it would go to voicemail. Short means when a call comes in, within 3 seconds, it's going to answer automatically. So if you're always in your car and you don't want to have to press the button to answer and things like that, it's going to answer. And then you have long, which will wait about 10 seconds and automatically answer the call. Downfall with this is if you happen to get out of your vehicle, leave your phone with you, and a call comes in, it's automatically going to answer it regardless. So I leave it on off. Now, whether you have this option on short or long, it's going to show you the caller information. So the name and number is going to show up. Clock adjust CT. If the RDS station, an FM station, has RDS and clock capabilities, it will sync your time. I've noticed a few stations had the minutes. The minutes were either ahead or behind actual time. And then I've had one station where the hour was actually behind. I'm thinking, what is that? That's not what time it is. So I usually just set it manually, sync it with the station, and then turn CT off. The beep, that is the beep. So when you're going through your menus, it beeps, which is actually quite annoying. Sony is famous for that. The remote control that you can get for your steering wheel, if it's left-handed or right-handed. Auto off, if you go to turn this off, the actual unit will stay on. If you want to charge your device, you can have it turn off, completely off after so long. Device and side alert. If I go to turn off the device, what's going to happen is I will show you, so I'm going to turn it completely right off. It's going to come up, devices inside, and you're going to get a sound. Now, whether or not you actually have a device inside the tune tray, you're going to get that sound when you turn off the device. That's just letting you know that the actual faceplate is in, and you have the ability to take it out if you want completely, store it away so no one steals it. But yeah, so I'm going to turn it on again, and I want to show you some other features, sound features, and things like that. And see how quick it is to pair with your phone? Very quick. Alright, so to get into the sound settings, you just press once. And I'm going to show you here. You have preset EQs, or you can make your own, which is what I have. This has a 7-band parametric EQ. And this is how I like mine. 7 bands, from low all the way to high. And this is how I like mine to be set. So you just click up here. This is like a toggle. It will go up, down, left, right, and even forward. And you have the option to narrow the band if you want. So the frequency would change. It depends what you like. You can do it for all of these. You can narrow the frequency, like either shift it slightly left or slightly right to get it right. So unlike some of the previous models was only a 3-band. This is a 7-band, so you can adjust the sound how you like it. Listening position. This is cool. I currently have it set on all. There's some presets, front, left, custom. I'm going to go over to custom and kind of show you. This listening position, you could basically, in the custom setting, is set how far you are from the speakers. So, for instance, if I go back here and I hit front right, it's going to make it sound where I'm sitting that the music is coming from the right side. And if a passenger was sitting there, it would feel like they're in the dead center. It's kind of like left and right. It's not like fade or balance. What it actually does is it delays the sound, which is kind of cool. You have the option to do the front left, and then the front, and then all, which makes it, no matter where you are in the vehicle, it kind of makes it sound like the sound's coming from the center of the vehicle. And all it does is it delays the sound. And by delaying the sound, just by a few milliseconds between some of the other speakers, makes it sound like the sound is coming from a different direction. It's not exactly surround sound. It's kind of hard to explain. It kind of makes it feel like it's surround sound. So you have that option, and you can really get creative. You can customize it. You could measure how far you are exactly from your speakers, put it in, and then it gives you like that complete center feeling, like if you're just the driver. But I leave it on all. I like all. In front mode, it does sound like it's coming from the front. On off mode, it sounds just like normal speakers, whatever's bouncing off reflection. If the speakers are bouncing off of, the back windows or the windshield and coming back at you. But when it's set on all, it feels like the music is coming from the center of the vehicle. It's like a surround sound feature, but not like a surround sound system. It's only stereo left and right. And all it does is it delays some of the speakers to give you that feeling. You got your fader balance, so you can fade front, back, left, and right. Subwoofer tuner. That's my setting. You have the option to change the slope where it cuts off. You have the option to set between 50 hertz and 120 hertz. There is no offsetting, so you can't necessarily just use the crossover frequency on your sub. You have to select between 50 and 120 hertz. That's one downfall, but it's not too bad. But for the price of the unit and everything and the other features, I guess in a way I'm picky personally, but I don't know. I like using the crossover on my sub. High pass frequency. You can either have it off. These are for your main speakers, so they play all the frequencies, or you can go from 50 all the way to 120 hertz and also adjust the slope. I leave it at 120 hertz because I have the low pass filter for the sub set at 120. So where the sub leaves off is where the main speakers pick up, and vice versa. And this is a good setting to have too, because if you have small speakers in your car, or you don't want all the frequencies to go through, which could kind of mess up how the sound of the music is, you have this ability, and then you can turn the stereo up louder and not really risk blowing your speakers, because it's cutting off the low ends and the sub's just doing that work. So it's splitting your audio up. Rear bass enhancer, if you happen to have decently sized speakers up in the rear of your car, kind of, you have the trunk or in the rear, and if they're oval or big enough and you don't have a sub, you have the option to turn the back speakers into subs pretty much. It doesn't work with lower end speakers or really small speakers, but if you have decently sized oval speakers like 8.5 by that's paper, 6 by 9 6 by 9 speakers, the bass is gonna sound pretty good. You're gonna notice a difference though, where your high pass filter is. It's gonna come from the front, so you're gonna notice a bit difference in sound. But if you don't have and you don't want to put one in, but you still want some bass, you can turn the back ones into subs pretty much. Dynamic loudness. It turns up the low ends, gives you more bass in songs. Not that there's already not enough bass in the new songs, but if you happen to want a little bit more bass in low ends, and the 7-band EQ isn't really putting up to your job of how you want it to sound, then you can give it some more. And this will affect the main speakers and the subs. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Now, when you're in the Pandora mode, you have the option to vote and things like that. Not available in Canada at this point in time. Maybe sometime, because it would have been cool to show you some of the Pandora features. But it is awesome. Other features of this device, you have the Zap It. So if you have an internal or external memory drive where you have music and stuff on it, you can use a Zap, which will play bits of the song randomly, go through your songs, or shuffle. And then if you like it, you press the Zap button and it plays it from the beginning. Other applications, is it going to show up? No, it's not. There's another application called Sense Me. And using the software from Sony, which is free, you can put all your music into it, and it will calculate the beats per minute and stuff and put it into moods. And the Sense Me button would be up here. You'd press it. You would go through either a pre-selected list of moods like happy, highway driving, I'm sad, blah blah blah, or make your own custom moods, and it will play songs that are based on the beats per minute and things like that. Haven't tried it yet, but there is that option too. So a lot of bang for your buck. At this point, this is the highest end Sony head unit you can get. Not very expensive. Just under $300 at this point in time. And it works really well. I'm happy with it. It provides 52 watts per channel. So, yeah, plenty of sound just from the amp itself. And you can plug in subs and even other external amps if you want. If you want to use the external amps and things like that. So, yes, that's a whole mouthful there. But it's a pretty cool media device. I like the tune tray. I can plug my phone in to charge, and then I can have the device inside the tray, and not have a. It's cool. It's cool. So if you like it, why not get it? It's a pretty cool unit. This is a DSX-S310BTX head unit. Has Bluetooth. Works with Pandora radio. Has RDS. It is HD radio ready. It is satellite radio ready through the bus controllers. Oh yeah. A lot of bang for your buck is in this unit. And it comes with the remote control and the external mic, which you can put over your visor. And yeah. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, send a message, or even email questions@macandtech.net. And if you do like our videos, why not check out some of the other videos we have at youtube.com/macandtech. And we'll chat at you later.